Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday afternoon Zoom edition, and the trend is still pokey. That's the word I think of. Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't doing much at all. They're trading in a very narrow range. We were hoping for some news over the weekend about the ETFs of BlackRock and some of the other large institutions, but as expected, the SEC punted those decisions to sometime later this year. So that was not the impetus for the market to pump up. So anyway, we're just kind of cruising sideways. Let's look at the markets overall, then we'll look at some possible day trades through Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro. All right, should be showing you the Bitcoin. Okay, is that my 8 hours? Is that day? I think it's a day chart. Yeah, day chart.
Yes.
Thank you. And I've drawn this range between 20 and 29K and 31.5. Made a couple shot attempts at 30K last week, both swatted down. And so we're hanging around 29 or 29.4. We were up a little bit around 29.8 earlier. This is what I wanted to look at. Yeah, 29.7 actually at 9 o'clock this morning, but it didn't hold. A nice move up and then drop down again. So on the 8 hour, you can see the range a little bit better. So again, not much going on in Bitcoin. On Ethereum, looks pretty similar. Got the 8 hour chart up. Drawn this a little differently because I want to trade this range. I want to buy longs in this bottom area and then do some shorts up here around 2000. So I got into my short up here, and that one's doing really well, but the longs I bought haven't really done much. So that's more of a swing trading approach that I'm doing in addition to the day trading I do. But well, that's the market overall. Bitcoin and Ethereum not doing much. Kind of getting tired of saying that. You guys are probably tired of hearing that from me. But anyway, anybody have any comments or questions about the markets overall? Very well. What I do like about the sideways market, it goes like this on altcoins. You can pick up those 1% and 2% moves. So let's go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can find some contenders. Okay, I'm on Altcoin Alert, Altcoin Radar, View. Gonna reload. And the first sort I usually use is the AA score. Looking for values 80 and higher. And I looked at Loom briefly. The volume wasn't good. Render, I showed up on my AA score this morning. I've been trading this one today. I'm almost out of a trade with that one. Looking pretty good. So let's look at render. Start from the beginning. Let's take these out. All right, 5 minute chart. Dipping a little bit, going sideways, trending up now. The top of the Bollinger Band on the 5 minute chart. And only 1% between the two. So we're super squeezy right now. In more of a bull market, I'd be inclined to take squeeze trades above this SMA line and then just try to catch these little moves. Here's a bigger move, but anyway, I probably shouldn't talk about hypothetical trading since I don't think we have a bull market sufficient enough to justify those kind of trades on a consistent basis. So I'm still focused more on dip trades and divergence, but we'll get to those in a moment. Let's look at a potential price alert. We've got some short-term support here at $1.70. It's only two cents difference from where it is now. So if it drops down here, that's about a 1% move. You might want to consider reevaluating this for for an entry. For price alert, you just right click anywhere, click on add alert, maybe 170, and probably AA score. And for your alerts, you want to make sure you got the notifications set up the way you want. For me, I'm going to notify in my app on my phone, pop up on my desktop computer and play a sound. It will remember what you did last time. So if you want to do something different, you have to do it manually. 3 notes reverb is the one I use the most. And then click create. But I already have an alert on this, so I'm not going to do that one. So as you know, I prefer indicator alerts on the 15-minute chart. So let's go over there and look at divergence. Divergence is a disagreement between the price action and the indicators. I like this divergence for many indicators. As you can see, several of them are listed in this bullish divergence here. RSI, stochastic, forgot what CCI stands for, momentum and unbalanced volume. So that obviously was an excellent entry. And we get a, big move up, over 6%. But I'm trading on an automated software that I'm looking for just 1% moves at 10x leverage. So that's the kind of trade I would have gotten on that. Unfortunately, I didn't get this one last night. I'm in on this one here. This does retrace, this indicator does, so you have to be careful about that when you look at it for backtesting purposes. I think I got in right around here this morning. So I'm up a little bit, but not quite 1%. Yeah, about 0.5%. But as you can see, it's making nice moves both directions on divergence. There's a 1% move, takes 10 hours, a little longer than I would like, but still not bad. The bearish ones, if you're trading leverage like I am, you're catching these moves down. So yeah, good stuff on this. So I like the setup so far. And if you want to use this indicator, go over here to your indicators, type in divergence. And this is the one I use, Mini Indicators version 4 by Lonesome. And alerts are easy on this. Right click. You'll have to do one for each direction. So this one would be for negative, once per bar close. That'll keep it on until you turn it off. A score purchase, that's your negative. And then for your positive, you do a new one. Click on positive instead. Everything else remains the same. Let's look at supertrend if you prefer to trade with a trend. Kind of choppy. The entries look a little bit better on divergence than they do on this. At least that's the conclusion I reached this morning. And we haven't had a new alert go off on supertrend yet. Not bad though. Some of these would have taken a while, like this buy alert here. Yeah, it doesn't really do much until you get up here. So you would have been in that one for like a day and a third. And the sell would have been faster, but you gotten in on Saturday afternoon. It just kind of mostly goes sideways. And you catch this move down here. So you're in this one a little less than a day if you do the 1% approach. Okay, I like divergence better than that one. And then on our RSI, we're looking for values to go above the 70 and drop on the short side and go below the 30 and pump up on the long side. So here's an example of really a perfect RSI entry. Dips below the 30, comes back up right about here. So probably enter the trade there, goes sideways and then shoots up. So I probably would have used this resistance as my exit. So I would have picked up 2% on that if I was trading on spot. Obviously, it goes quite a bit more You can set alerts there instead of just using them for take profit and reevaluate. So I don't do that much anymore. I used to. I just found it rarely worked out in my favor. And then on this one, it shoots up above the 70 and it dips a bit below. I don't know if that would have triggered an alert, but this one definitely would have. So you get, this move probably right around here. That's 2.3%. So that's a nice day trade on the RSI. If you want to trade this on spot and set an alert on the RSI, right click here. We're going to be crossing up on the 30 once per bar close. And again, we're still on the AA score. So that's how you do that. If you're trading spot and looking for a good entry to go up. If you want to trade both directions, we're going to enter a channel. The top value is going to be 70. Bottom is going to be 30 once per bar close, and you click create. And that's the alert I've got going now. When the alert goes, you get this rectangle. You hover over it, edit, you'll see my 70 and 30, just like I just showed you. Okay, any questions on render or any of the things I showed you? Okay, let's look at another one. I was looking at this one, Hathor or Hater or Hathor. I don't know what it's called. Never heard of it. It's up over 20% today. Good AA score. So I've got that chart open. Let's check it out. This would not be something you could trade on leverage probably. So we're looking at this strictly as a spot trade. I'm on the crypto.com chart. Most of us can trade on that. Price alert would be probably right around here in this zone. So you want to right click maybe towards the top of the zone here, add your alert. And we're on AA score still, and click create, you're good to go. Let's look at it on the 15-minute chart. Just had the big pump yesterday afternoon. Yeah, went up 40%. It gave over half of that back, then went up again. So this one's on a wild ride right now. Let's look at divergence. And we're just looking for bullish divergence. And it's been pretty good. That's all the way back to Thursday. Let's go to about here. Yeah, if you just want to get 1%, 1 to 2% on these, you could load up on something that's volatile. There's another 1%, 1.5%. This is easily over 1%. Same thing here. So all these would have been nice entries. Then you get this big move here. And then this one, yeah, it's a big move. This is a big move. So yeah, this is really doing well on bullish divergence. So if you're inclined to trade on crypto.com and do some spot trading, I like the setup a lot. Let's see if a super trend is good. I think the divergence signals went off a bit more frequently, but these are really good as well. So set an alert on super trend, click here. The buy comes up first. If you want to trade both directions, you'll do the direction change. If you want to short it, click on the sell. So once per bar close, AA score, and there you go on super trend. On the RSI, Got a dip down here that moved up nicely. This one may have triggered, may not have. Yeah, actually would have triggered right about here. So that would have been a really good entry there. And that's the last one. So for frequency and accuracy of those three options, I think divergence works the best. Any questions on Hathor? Okay, let's try a different sort on Altcoin Alert. We did a couple AA sorts. I've been getting back to my favorite, which is the long-term sentiment. So let's look at that one. H bar looks good, up 15% today. Very bullish on long-term sentiment, which is a comparison of the Twitter data, what people are talking about online. And it's also got the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator. Cover over these question marks to get a more detailed description. If I see matches here, that's something I want to check out more. H bar has a match. CKB has a match. We looked at Hathor. And yeah, H bar I've been trading lately. Let's check it out. Okay, so we had a big move over the weekend. 3% between the Bollinger Bands, not bad, but sitting on the SMA line, kind of in nowhere, no man's land. Seeing support in this range down here. So right around 6.5 cents to 6.3 cents. This would be a good place for a price alert. On the 15-minute chart with indicators. The bullish ones have done well. The bearish ones have not. Yeah, these are terrible here. So, well, let's scoot these over a little bit. See if maybe would have squeezed out a 1%. Probably not. No. Get about a 0.3% move and then it shoots up and then probably stopped out. Yeah. So I like bullish divergence on this. Again, quick reminder on the alert. Instead of negative, you'll choose positive divergence once per bar close. And this would be long-term sentiment buy. So only one direction on that. Let's see if supertrend is better. It is better, it's more accurate, but not as many signals. But the last four have been really good. You know, we got the sell here. This buy wasn't good, but this sell, this buy was pretty good. You know, almost 2% there. The sell would have, at least for me, with a 1% move that I'm seeking, yeah, would have gotten out there, and then the buy obviously did well. So if you're trading both directions, super trend is better than divergence at the moment. If you're trading spot, divergence is probably the better choice. RSI across here. Yeah, that probably would have been good. Across here. Come on, scoot over. Probably not. It's probably a loss. Yeah, that's probably a loss too. So maybe this one is eventually a winner, probably with a couple additional purchases. Yeah, actually would have maybe gotten out there. An additional purchase here, comes down here, gets me out. But I think supertrend is the best option for this one. Okay, any questions on H-bar? Very well, let's go to the iCoinPro, home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. And the coin search tools I like are the RSI Spy and the Buddy Coin Crawler. We'll go over the RSI Spy first. If you're trading spot on this sort, click on the 1 hour like I just did, and it'll let you know what coins are trading on the 1 hour chart with the RSI value below 30. So those are coins that are good to catch, that they've been beaten down for a bit and they're due for a recovery. So we don't have any at the moment that are below 30. We got some that are kind of in the low 30s, Stellar and Tomo, Axie, BNT. These are all coins I've traded before, but that's not none of those are great. Let's look at XLM. It's 33, and we can do this. We can use the drop-down menu, go to Trading View, and it'll bring up a 5-minute chart of that coin. Okay, on the 5-minute on Binance, that looks like a 1, 2, 3 dip. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't quite break through. Well, here it breaks through. So probably get in here. Goes against me a little bit. Into the SMA lines. It's not very good. Not even 1%. Sometimes I look at these and I mess around with them a little bit, and then I realize they're not moving that well. A lot of these older projects like XLM don't move as well. I was looking at Tron this morning. It's practically a stable coin, so I mean, so I usually junk that and look at something I know moves better. So I'm gonna junk this XLM and Tomo. Axie has been known to be quite a bit of movement, but this one's a 37. So we're getting out of the values that qualify. So when I see this, I'll sort it the other way. Look for things that are overbought and do for a dip. And I haven't heard of any of these. Compound, Solana, it's a Bitcoin pair. Solana down here at 65. Again, an older project, as is Comp. Ocean, this is what I've been following today. So let's look at Solana just to see if this one's moving any better than XLM. Yeah, big pump here, another one. Broke through the top of the Bollinger Band. Not much distance on the SMA or the Bollinger Bands. Let's go to 15. See what our indicators are telling us. Well, we are getting some of this action here, which I like. You know, this short here from Saturday, you know, makes a almost 3% move. That's pretty good. If you're looking to spot trade, you get bullish divergence here, but not even 1%. So you probably end up dipping down. Maybe you catch this move here of, 2.4%, a little over a day period. That's not bad given the, it's a weekend and you've seen that there hasn't been much movement in the market overall. So kind of like divergence. So this one's could be troublesome. Yeah, it doesn't quite get me out. Then you get this move. Yeah, probably would have gotten out about here with at least 1 or 2 additional purchases. So if you're trading both directions, divergence looks pretty good. If you're trading just spot, might have to wait for some of these to play out. It's actually better than I thought. So let's look at supertrend. The ones on the weekend look pretty good. The SPY looks good. The sell's not good. Um, might have gotten out on that one. It's kind of the same setup I just showed you. I think divergence looks a little bit better. On the RSI, this entry looks good for that short. And we get a dip down here. And catch that move up. So that looks good. And then you catch this move down. That's good. So 3 wins in a row there on RSI. That's probably the best one as far as getting you out fairly quickly. So I usually choose between divergence and super trend, and then I do RSI on most of my charts as well. So I've usually got 2 sets of alerts going, and that way I can usually get in like 4 to 10 trades a day, even when it's slow. So that's what I like. That's how I like to trade. Okay, any questions on Solana? We'll look at one more. All right, let's go to the Buddy Coin Crawler. And the Buddy Coin is iCoinPro slang for the coins you're following that particular day. So, and I like to sort by the average low to SMA. The low is a 24-hour low for the coin, and the SMA lines that red line between the Bollinger Bands you've seen on my charts. Looking for 4% and higher. Not really seeing that. Only see 2 that qualify. Acropolis and Orchid. I don't think either of these are tradable on a leverage exchange, though I have traded them on spot before. If I bend my rules a little bit, can I pick up something that I've actually traded the C98 last week, but it's only moving 2% today. Yeah. So there's a current low to SMA, which is a newer feature. Well, newer to me anyway. But nothing's coming up now, so never mind. Let's go back to this one. Let's look at Orchid. We'll look at this as a spot trade. I think this is on Coinbase. Yes, it is. Okay, 5-minute chart and not very good volume. I see some short-term support right around 7 cents. It's pretty close to that already. On indicators, we'll look at bullish indicators. So bullish divergence, we get that here. .6% move there. 3, almost 4% there. Probably about 5 there. So I like this on bullish divergence. Looks good. Yeah. I'd say just try to get 2 to 3% on each of the moves here. Good stuff. Let's look at super trend. Look at the bullish moves on that one. Triggers more than I thought it would. If you keep your gold about 2%, these should work out. Yeah, right at 2%, you get out here. I like divergence a little better than this. Okay, let's look at RSI. All right, so we have a dip here. So that's a nice move up. You know, about 4%, we like that. Another one here. Yeah, don't like that one. So divergence looks the best on this so far. Okay, any questions on Orchid, iCoinPro, Altcoin Alert, or the markets overall? Any coins you want to look at? Okay, the crowd is pretty quiet today. Well, we got Craig here. I did trade Craig's Dogecoin on the 13th yesterday and was stuck in it overnight, but it wasn't profit today. So shout out to
Sorry
Craig.
about that.
I know you cost me a day, but it actually caught a pump and I got 16% out of it. So can't complain. Okay. Anything else before we sign off for our Monday night Zoom? Very well. Thanks for joining me. Oh, Dennis is piping up. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah, I was just going to say if you haven't looked at Bitcoin since you started on the hour chart, it's moved up off of the 0.618. It's up almost 5%.
Okay, on the hour, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bitcoin's been acting weird today. It looked like it was going to be really bullish, or excuse me, bearish, and then all of a sudden it turned around and shot up. And then it just dropped down again. Looks like it might be trying to return back to its high of today.
Yeah, so you mentioned 618. That's a Fibonacci reference, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's he's talking about Fibonacci retracements, which is sort of beyond the scope of what I talk about here. But that's something you may want to look into if you're, say, an intermediate trader. It can be a good place to determine exits. Something I like about it, and it's mostly used by, swing traders and people who trade longer time frames on longer charts. Dennis is talking about the hour chart. I may look at the hour for reference, from time to time, but as a day trader, it's not something I look at very often. But it's always good to know what Bitcoin's doing before you enter any trade. I don't always emphasize that enough, but it's something I talk about in my intro video to this Zoom call, and at least I hope I did. It's been almost 2 years since I recorded that. I may need to do a new one, but yeah, you should always know what Bitcoin's doing before you enter any trade. All right, thanks for that, Dennis.
Yeah, it's always a good idea.
Indeed. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Not for me.
Very well. If you are watching this on the recording, thank you for that. Hope to see you live next time. Please check out the opportunities listed in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. If you are a Carbon member, you'll need to exit this call and then sign on to the 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern call with the different link. And you should have that if you're on my email list, or you can find it on your homepage on Carbon. See you guys next time. Bye.
Cheers.